yours, I'm a fool for your love.
Client tutorial. If you haven't seen my most recent client tutorial, go watch it. Hey guys, and welcome to another vlog. So today I decided to vlog. I'm going to be basically preparing my kit for a wedding I have on Friday, and I feel like you guys like these kinds of videos, so I'm just going to be taking you along with me on how I prep my kit and myself for weddings. Yeah, so today's Wednesday, I have my wedding on Friday, but I decided I'm gonna prep my kit tonight or today. That way it's done and I don't have to worry about it tomorrow. The wedding on Friday is actually a little over 2 hours one way, so it's a little far. So I'll be in the car for like 4 hours or so on Friday, and then working obviously for like, I don't know, I'll probably be working for like 5 or 6 hours. So it's gonna be a long day. So I really wanna be super prepared. I mean, I'm always prepared for my weddings, but since this one is a little bit further than usual, and I'll be in the car a lot, I just wanna be extra prepared. That way I just feel good. You know, I do a lot of weddings that are locally to me. And I'm never worried if like I forget something or anything like that, because literally like I'm always so close to home. But with that being said, of course I do travel. You know, Friday is an instance, George is upset that I'm talking to the camera. Friday is an instance where I will be traveling pretty far. So I just want to make sure I have everything ready to go, and I'm going to be showing you guys how, George. So yeah, I'm basically going to be like sanitizing my kit, cleaning everything. I always like for my kit to look as good as possible. So even though I always am sanitizing in between clients, which you should be if you're not, before I have a wedding, I still like to like wipe everything down and sanitize again, just because, especially with the world that we're in right now with a global pandemic, it's just so important to always make sure that everything is clean and sanitary. So I'm going to be taking my kit apart, wiping everything down, and just making sure that I am super prepared. And other than that, like once my kit is prepped, all I'll have to do is prep some food and stuff, just because once I'm done, I know I'm going to be starving because it's going to be after lunchtime. And I don't take breaks to eat when I do weddings. There's just not time. There's no time for it. So I'm just gonna make sure that I pack myself something to eat, and that yeah, I'm like ready to go because I have to leave really early Thursday. So yeah, I'll take you guys along. But before I get to taking my kit apart, I actually need to make a phone call. Is it just me? Like, let me know in the comments below. Is it just me? I hate talking on the phone. I'm not a phone talker. Like, I feel like it's kind of like our generation. Like, we just like to text. But it's not that I, like, can't talk on the phone. Like, I can have a conversation on the phone. I have a million times in my life. I just prefer, when I'm going back and forth with clients in particular, to text. I mean, not text, email. Always email. I'm one of those kinds of people. I like everything in writing. I don't like phone calls because I feel like things can get confusing, things can get twisted, and it's just not as accurate. I am very big, like I said, on having things in writing because I just think it's really important, especially as a business owner. I always like to be able to refer back to our old conversations. Like, I can't tell you how many times when I'm like thinking of a bride, I'll go on my email chain and like refer back to a previous conversation that we had, which I can't do that with phone calls unless I'm like literally recording my phone calls. So she didn't answer, so I had to leave a voicemail, which means I have to go through this all over again talking on the phone. Like, I'm so silly. Like, I literally get anxiety. I'm so silly. Anyway, hopefully she calls me back, or I told her she can shoot me a text because she wanted something fixed on the schedule and I fixed it. So I'm assuming since I fixed it, we don't really need to like talk about anything unless she needed to talk about something else. And this is my anxiety, you guys. This is me overthinking, overanalyzing, which I literally do with everything. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is I'm actually taking all my powders out and wiping the inside of my kit, because this is my face kit, because I had like powder everywhere and it honestly looked super messy, so I just wanted to wipe the inside down so it didn't look like that. And now I'm just taking alcohol and I'm just spraying the inside of my powders just to sanitize them, because these are like my most used powders. Like I use them on everybody, so I just want to make sure that they're sanitized. I do want to make a little side note. I've actually really been liking these Face Atelier powders. So this is the Face Atelier Ultra Press Powder in Translucent. I also have shade Medium, and I've really been liking them. I think that they're really nice powders, so definitely recommend. And they're so much smaller than like my other powders. Like this is a MAC MSF, and here is a Face Atelier powder. Like it's just smaller and thinner, takes up way less room. So as I go through, I decided I'm gonna let you guys know some of my current favorite products as I'm like cleaning, because I thought that'd be kind of cool and would just be helpful. So as for concealers, I'm back on the Tarte Shape Tape, but I don't know about you guys, I feel like I go through these so fast. Like so fast, but I am back on the Tarte Shape Tape. However, I'm kind of missing my Jouer Essential High Coverage Concealers. I really loved these for like a good 6 months. These were my jam, and I miss them. So I think I'm going to try using these out again on... These are the only shades I have left. I went through everything else, but I'm going to try using these. I could totally mix these. I'm going to use these on Friday because I miss them. So that's it for concealer. Oh, I've been loving this palette. This is my highlight and contour palette, the powder highlight and contour palette by Tarte. It's the Park Ave Princess, and it has 2 highlight shades, and then it has these bronzy shades. So this one and this one are a little shimmery, and then these 2 are matte. This one's cooler, this one's warmer. And I've really been liking this. I feel like it's a really nice formula, and it's really nice. I like it. And these powders, these highlight powders are really nice as well, but they are matte highlight powders. Like they don't have any sheen to them or anything, so I don't love them on everyone. I like to use my MAC Emphasize a lot because this has a little bit of a sheen to it, but... Oh, I really, which I actually did in my most recent client tutorial. If you haven't seen my most recent client tutorial, go watch it. You'll learn some stuff, I promise. And it's like a nice, fresh, soft glam look. But yeah, I've been loving mixing in NYX Primer Oil, which Smashbox has one as well. I think a bunch of brands do. And with my cream Makeup Forever Ultra HD Stick Foundations. Something about these 2 together for like dry skin is just really good. Like it leaves the skin looking super dewy and nice. You can really mix this in with like any foundation if you want to give it more of a dewy look. Really good product to have in your kits for your dry girls. Okay. Another great product I've been using a lot in my kit are these little half lashes. These are great for like mother of the bride and groom because, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like lashes really can make or break a look, but a lot of times they make a look, you know? And without the lashes, I just get upset. I'm like, no, like you need a lash, you know? I'm never gonna tell someone they need a lash, but in my head I'm like, you need a lash. So this is like my compromise. These little guys right here, they're little half lashes. I get them on Amazon. If I can find them, I'll link them down below. They were out of stock recently, but they came back in. So I'll link them down below. But yeah, they look like this. And they're perfect for mother of the bride and groom because they just add a little bit of volume, a little bit of length over their natural lashes right on the outside of their eyes, so it just gives them a nice lift to their eye because it's just on the outer edge. It doesn't go across their whole eye. They're comfortable. They don't even feel them. And yeah, they're just like great. So gotta mention those. So yeah, this is my eyes. I'm just gonna go through and just wipe everything down. Yeah, this part's just like not exciting. So I'll be back. So before I start wiping everything down, I just want to give some of my current favorites in this kit. So this is my eye and brows and lashes and skincare. Okay. I want to give a little shout out to this guy. If you do a lot of bridal, or even if you don't do a lot of bridal, it's just a really great shadow. So this is Top Yacht's Chrome Paint shadow pot. I don't know why they call it a chrome paint, because it literally is like a pressed eyeshadow. This is by Tarte. This is the shade. It is so stunning. I actually just did a bride with it this past weekend. I'll insert a picture so you can see how pretty it looked on her eyes, but it is like the most beautiful, like light gold. It's not really a champagne. It's definitely more gold, but it's just so pretty. It looks gorgeous on the eyes, and yeah, I just loved it on her. So I just wanted to give a little shout out to this because I will definitely be using it more. Again, it's by Tarte. What's another product in here that I've been oh, I guess I can mention these two guys. I got these they're from Face Atelier. They're two little lip glosses, and Enigma and Pixie. I've been loving these to top off my clients' lips. They just add a little bit of shine. They're not super opaque, but this is perfect for like a true nude lip. This is perfect for like a pinky nude. And yeah, I've been using these a lot, and they're not sticky at all. So really love that. Other than that, like everything's pretty much the same in here, and I've mentioned a lot of this stuff before. So yeah, so I wanted to just pop in the video really quickly. Excuse the hair, it was in my face. So I'm gonna be starting to film Halloween tutorials. Hopefully, actually I may film my first one today. It depends if I get my Halloween contacts in the mail or not. You guys, I am so excited to do some of the Halloween looks that I have in my head here. Let's just hope they translate in person as well as they look in my head, and that I can actually execute the looks properly, because in my head they look bomb, but I don't know if I'll be able to execute them. But I'm so excited, and I'm feeling so inspired, way more than I have in the last couple years for Halloween, and I just have so many great ideas. And I really want to film some Halloween tutorials. I even went as far as getting a backdrop, so that should be actually coming in the mail today. I ordered backdrop holders and green paper so I can do green screen on my my videos. So basically I can have like any kind of spooky Halloween backgrounds behind me. I don't know. I'm gonna go all out, okay? And I know the Halloween tutorials may not be your favorite. I know a lot of you guys come here for makeup artists videos, which of course I'm going to continue to do those because I know you guys like them, but I'm just asking for your support. I really want to film some Halloween tutorials, and I just hope that you guys can support me. Even if you watch like a minute of it, it would mean so much to me, because I'm really going to be putting a lot of effort into these. And I just hope you guys can support me, and you can, even like I said, even if it's 30 seconds that you watch of my videos, it still is something, and I still appreciate it. So I hope you guys don't mind that I'll be throwing in some Halloween tutorials here and there throughout the month of October. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that because I know you guys like recently were telling me what you want to see, and a lot of it was makeup artist content, which like I said, I'm still going to do, but you may see some Halloween tutorials, okay? And I just hope that I have your support. So I'm just filling up my disposable tray. So whenever you have weddings, obviously it's so important to make sure that you have plenty of disposables. So I'm just gonna put these in there. We have lip gloss ones, which honestly I really don't use these too much. I just use a lip brush. we have these. I love these. These are great. These are so good for a liner. They're disposable eyeliner brushes. You also could use them for lash glue, and they're super fine and super thin, so you can get like a really precise wing with them. I love these. So real quickly, I just wanted to share what I got at Walmart. They did not have the lashes that I wanted. I was looking for the Kiss Shy lashes, but they didn't have them. They actually were out of like 90% of the lashes. So I just went with the Salon Perfect Wispies. I was looking for more of like a natural lash, one that's not super long, because I know a lot of the girls, at least I think a lot of the girls on Friday are going to be more on the natural side, just from what I know of the bride. So I found these. I thought that they were like, they weren't super long, so I went with these. And then for the bride, I saw these, and I thought that these would be really nice on her, because again, she's definitely more on the natural side, and I just thought that these were a pretty lash for like a natural bride. So they are the Ardell Naked Lashes. Got some waterproof mascara. I just picked up this CoverGirl one. I'm not picky when it comes to mascara. Picked up the CoverGirl Get in Line Matte Liquid Liner. This is a great super black matte liquid liner. Definitely recommend that. Picked up a black pencil and a brown pencil. These are the Infallible Pro Last L'Oreal pencils. These are great. They're so creamy and pigmented. So I got brown and black. I also picked up a brown liquid liner. This is by Wet n Wild. I actually used to love this in the black version, and it's a matte eyeliner. It's really long lasting. So I wanted a brown liquid liner, so I got this. This is perfect like when you want to add some definition on the lash line, but you don't want to use a black because you don't want it to be super harsh. So love that. And then I also got these LA Color, which I'm obsessed with. These are the 3D Foam Ink Lashes. I got these one other time, and they were so pretty. I forget who I used them on. I used them on a bride, but they were stunning, and I had to pick these up. So I got these, and that's it. That's what I got for my kid. Everything else was like for myself, but I just wanted to mention that. Okay, so I decided I'm going to answer a couple of your questions. I told you guys on my YouTube to ask me a couple of wedding or bridal related questions that I was going to answer in this vlog. So I'm just going to answer a few of them, and I just thought it'd be a nice way to break up the vlog a little bit. So let me go to the questions, and I'm going to try and answer them without taking a million years to do so. Okay. All right. How did you get into doing brides? Like, what kickstarted you into being a bridal makeup artist? Love your videos. Thank you so much. So, how did I get into doing brides? Honestly, it just kind of happened. That was not the plan. The plan was not for me to be a bridal makeup artist. I actually didn't have a plan. When I started doing makeup, I just knew I wanted to do makeup, but I didn't know in what aspect. I didn't know in what part of the industry. I just knew I wanted to do makeup. I actually didn't want to do bridal makeup at first. Hold on, I feel like my camera's crooked. I actually didn't want to do bridal makeup at first. I thought it wasn't for me because I knew it meant giving up my weekends, and I wasn't really willing to do that at the time. So I was like trying to avoid doing weddings. And then I got referred by somebody, and I ended up getting my first wedding booked. And they didn't even know it was my first wedding. I literally acted like I knew exactly what I was doing. I was a total professional. I do it all the time, you know. I acted like it was no big deal, you know. I'm a bridal makeup artist. Really, I had no idea what I was doing. Oh, I knew what I was doing in terms of makeup. I just had never worked a wedding before, and I did it all by myself. I think my first wedding was, it was like 9 girls or something like that. It was a lot of people, and I did it all. And after that, I really loved it. I was like, I could totally see myself doing this. And you know, as time went on, I got referred by different people, and I just started booking weddings here and there. And the more wedding and brides that I posted, the more bookings I would get, and it just kind of evolved from there. Was best tips for super hot, humid, and muggy bridal makeup application, airbrush bridal makeup application tips or demos. So if you have a bride that's getting married on a super hot, muggy day, a lot of times my July brides, I always feel bad a little bit because it's always like a really, really hot day. The key is, honestly, it's not even really a good primer. I feel like, if anything, maybe a good gripping primer, not so much a mattifying primer, but a gripping primer, because gripping primers really, I feel like they do prolong the wear of your makeup because they really grip onto the makeup that you're putting onto the skin. So maybe a good gripping primer, obviously a good long wearing foundation. You don't want to use something that breaks up within a couple of hours. And setting. I think setting is a huge factor when it comes to making the makeup last really long on super hot, humid days. Because on a super hot, humid day, people are going to get oily, they're going to sweat. And what's going to help keep those oils and sweat at bay is a good setting powder. So I recommend setting, you know, the highlighted high points of the face pretty good with setting powder. If your client has decent skin, I would definitely bake them. If they have a lot of wrinkles and stuff, avoid the baking, but still set really well with powder in those areas. You don't have to set the entire face. Like if they still want a little bit of a dewy look here, that's fine, but I would set the T-zone because that's one of the first areas to get oily. But I would be straight up with your clients too and say, you know, you are getting married on a super hot day. We're gonna need to set you really well. And you may think, oh, it's a lot of powder, it's a lot of this, but as the day goes on, your oils and just your body heat and stuff is gonna mix in with that makeup and it's gonna look amazing. Just at first, it may be like, oh, it's a little powdery, but trust me, you need that when it is super hot out. Also, a good setting spray is really good. I personally don't do airbrush. I actually, to be honest, I hate airbrush. I've never had a good experience with it. I find it really difficult to work with. I much rather work with traditional makeup. I love the act of blending makeup into the skin, blending the highlight and contour by hand. I don't like just spraying something onto the face and just leaving it. In my experience, I've seen people cry with airbrush makeup, and it literally, if they're crying enough, can crack the makeup. And once airbrush makeup cracks, it's really hard to touch up. Where traditional makeup, you can kind of just take a beauty sponge, like blend out the tear mark a little bit, add a little blush and bronzer, and you're good to go. With airbrush makeup, once it cracks, it's really hard to fix that. So I personally don't like airbrush. I think it's overrated. And just remember with airbrush, a lot of times it doesn't mean that the actual foundation itself, airbrush foundation, is so much better than traditional foundation. Airbrush foundation is just a way to apply foundation. Just like you can apply foundation with a sponge, you can apply it with a brush, you can apply it with your fingers, you can also airbrush it on. It's just a way of applying it. It doesn't make it any better than a NARS foundation or a Makeup Forever foundation. If you want to get into airbrush foundation, I would recommend Era Beauty. So this is Era Beauty foundation. You can get this on Namie's. I think you can get it on Friends Beauty as well. It is pretty pricey, but it is a spray foundation. The way to apply this though is not to just spray directly to the face. I find it's best when layering with other foundations. So I'll go in with like a cream or a liquid foundation, and then I'll spray a little bit of this on a sponge and then top off the foundation with a little bit of this. I do not like this on its own. Again, I just don't like airbrush foundation, but it's really pretty when you add it as like a finishing layer over what you already did. But remember to always work in thin layers. Oh, that's another thing on hot, humid days. Don't think you have to cake every layer on so it stays. always work in very thin layers to avoid cakiness. You can still do highlight, contour, foundation, baking, and it still look really natural if you work in very thin layers and you're not caking on the makeup. If you could start over again, would you pick to be your own boss and own the bridal makeup company, or would you work for someone else's company? If I had to start over, I would literally do it exactly how I did it. I can't work for someone else. I'll be honest, I'm not somebody that could have a boss. I mean, don't get me wrong, like I have had bosses in the past, and I always listen and I would be a very good employee, but in my head and just who I am, I don't like being told what to do. I have much more of a entrepreneurship like mindset. I like to do things myself. I'm independent and I just don't like being told what to do. I like being my own boss, and I like doing it this way because I feel like you can make more money. Not that you can't make good money working for another bridal company, because you totally can, and it's honestly way less stressful. I will tell you this, if you want to maybe just do makeup on the side, or if you're like a mom and you want to get into this business and make this your job, then I would definitely recommend working for a bridal company and not so much having your own bridal makeup company, because you don't have to do any of the hard work in terms of booking. Like the company is just gonna give you the jobs. Like you don't have to find clients, you don't have to market yourself. They just say, hey, available on this day? Yes, and you show up, you get paid, and that's that. It's so much less stressful to work for another bridal makeup company. I will say that. So if you really want to get into this business, but you don't have all the time to be building up your own business and all the time to be marketing and this and that, then I think working for a bridal makeup company is a really good idea. But that's just not me. I like having my own business. I do feel like I would make more money this way just because I get all the money myself. Bridal makeup companies obviously would take a percentage, which I don't have to worry about that because, like I said, I make all the money myself. So it's hard. There are days where I'm like, damn, I just wish sometimes. There's like literally like the smallest part of me that's like, I wish I worked for someone else so I didn't have to do all this extra stuff. But at the end of the day, I really wouldn't trade this for the world. Like, I'm so thankful and I'm so grateful. And even though it's really hard work to have your own business, it's so worth it. And yeah, so I wouldn't change anything. I like the fact that I'm my own boss and that I have my own company. So yeah. Real quickly, I wanted to show you guys a little added thing that I do because I am still getting my kit ready for tomorrow. I mean, pretty much everything's ready. All I have to do is wash my sponges. They're in here. I have to wash them. I keep them in a mesh bag, which you should too, because you need to let them breathe so they don't build up bacteria. But a little extra thing I do is I give my brides a thank you card. I just write a little personal note thanking them for hiring me and letting me be a part of their special day. So I give them that, and I also give them a little pouch. I put my business cards in there. I give them an oil blotting sheet, lipstick to touch up with, and a little makeup remover wipe. And I give this to them when I'm done. It's always a nice little added touch. I feel like they really appreciate it, and they always are like taken back that I even take the time to thank them. And I find that anytime I do this, because there has been a couple instances where I didn't give a thank you card just because I had back-to-back jobs and I just didn't have time to write it out and do all those extra little things before the wedding. But I do give a thank you card to like 99% of my brides, and whenever I do, I feel like they just really appreciate it, and they always write like the nicest reviews because I think they like the fact that I take that little extra effort and make them feel even more special. So that's a little tip. If you want some good glowing reviews and you just want to make your bride feel even better, give them a thank you card. It's honestly a little added touch that I don't think a lot of vendors do. It just makes them feel a little bit extra special. So that's a little added tip for you. But I just wanted to chat really quickly. So yeah, I got up, did my makeup, had my coffee, had a good breakfast. It's so important when you are doing a wedding. Make sure you eat like a healthy breakfast, something that's gonna fill you up, something that's gonna give you energy, because as you guys know, if you're in this business, it's usually a very long day on your feet and you don't really get any breaks. So make sure you are giving your body the nutrition that it needs. And I also said some affirmations and did a little bit of meditation this morning, because I'm just trying to stay in a very positive mindset. This year has obviously been a really hard year for most people, and I really have tried super hard throughout everything going on to stay positive and to have a positive mindset. And when I show up to a wedding, I want to be a good energy. Like, I want to walk in and I want people to feel that I have good energy. I'm excited to be there. I want to make the bride feel special. I want to make her feel good. So, so I just wanted to set my intentions for the day, say some positive affirmations, say that, hey, I'm going to have a good day. Hey, I'm going to do good work. I'm going to make the bride happy. Just make sure that my energy is right and my energy is good. So when I walk in there, I just want to make the best of the day. It's going to be a long day. And yeah, so I definitely recommend doing that. If you have a little time before your gigs, to do a little meditation, to say some positive affirmations, get your mind in the right headspace and get your mind in a positive headspace, so you can do the best work that you can. I strongly recommend that. It honestly will make a huge difference. So yeah, I just wanted to mention that. But I'm going to go ahead and pay attention to this nav, because past a certain point, I really don't know where I'm going. I haven't been to this area of Jersey in a really long time, so kind of have to pay attention here. But I hope you guys have a great day, and yeah.
Straight. No, we're taking pictures in these outfits.